My name is Katy Newlin, and today we are going to be moving through Molasses. And to me, that means that we're going to be moving with utmost attention and awareness. Awareness to our body position, to the sensations that arise from this, and connecting that to the really deep intuitive sensation that arises with our breath. So to begin, let's start on our block. So bring a block. If you don't have a block at home, grab a stack of books. Grab a hardback book so that you can feel as you sit down onto your block, can those two sit bones begin to tip right at the perimeter, right at the edge, as if you've hiked a really long way and gotten to the top of a mountain. And all of the effort that comes from every footstep that's gotten you to sink in right here, can you get your pelvis to the very perimeter, the very, very edge, and begin to feel that tip off? So rather than tucking tailbone and scooping our pelvis under to elongate out, can we begin to lift up a little bit more and then tilt so that you feel the two pelvic crests begin to tilt forward? As you do so, can you begin to feel the weight shift forward onto the shins? So beginning to root down, really elongating through both knees, feeling that as you plug in, you can begin to lift up a little bit more. Begin to bring your awareness into your breath. So first, the breath begins to come up through the upper part of the chest. Feeling that as you drink in more air, how it expands across your collarbones. Exhaling, beginning to bring awareness into low belly. So can you draw navel in and then up? And then as you inhale, can you feel the expansion outward away from you? And then as you exhale, drawing that back in and up a little bit more. Beginning to plug down deeper, feeling more weight pour into your shins, spreading your toes, feeling them root down into your mat. And then feeling that ripple all the way back up, reaching long through the crown of the head. As you inhale this time, can you feel it fill up through the collarbones, through the front of your upper belly, expanding out radially in the sides, through your ribs, all the way down into your pelvic bowl. Can you feel those sit bones beginning to tip a little bit more forward, finding more elongation as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, keep rooting down. So feeling more weight grounding you down and then pulling, feeling that resistance as if you were beginning to lengthen up through something sticky, something with resistance. And as there's resistance, can you feel support from that? Now from all this awareness with the breath, can we maintain that throughout the continuity of our practice? Can you keep coming back to that internal dialogue? So slowly begin to shift your weight forward, coming onto your shins, lift up, sit your block to the side, and feel free to use blocks at any point in time throughout the duration of this practice. From this, begin to turn onto your side, such that your shoulders stack directly over your wrist, hands are shoulder width distance, and fingers spread really wide. So hips stack directly over tops of the knees, and if you need to, you can double up your mat or bring a blanket underneath. Toes maintain tucked. So the toes spread really wide and push your toes back towards the wall behind you, feeling that almost there's this buoyancy in the knees. So as you plug down into your shoulders, can you puff up through the back of the heart? So rather than melting down and just maintaining this flaccid posture, can you begin to press? Pressing through the palms, reaching long through the fingertips, and feeling that as you press back through your heels, can you elongate your tailbone? So rather than tilting the pelvis like we found on the block, now can you begin to lengthen through the tailbone, drawing the navel in and up towards the spine, using low belly to support your back. Take a full inhale, feel the ribs expand to the side, feel low belly balloon, and then exhale, draw navel towards your spine and begin to lower your pelvis down. So finding that same tilt, press the toes back and wide, so widening long through the hips. Now, rather than kinking the neck all the way up, can you begin to pull your fingers back, drawing the chest through the arms, elongating more towards low belly. Exhale, begin to tuck the tailbone first. So tailbone, then spine, then press through the hands into upper chest and last chin. Good, reversing that. So starting with your pelvis, so tilting down, low belly comes down, middle chest, upper chest, all the way, and then pull through the fingertips, micro bend into the arms, press back through your toes, collarbone shines forward. Good, slowly begin to take this rippling motion with your own breath. Feeling the elongation of your spine, beginning to tap into this intuitive movement. As you do so, exhale, untuck your toes, send your hips back, reach out long through the fingertips. Tent your fingertips, send your knees a little bit wider, press down through tailbone, and slowly bring your head all the way down. Tap in here to the sensations that begin to gurgle up in the wrists and your toes. And then as you begin, can you come forward, pull in through navel, round up through the upper spine, press the tops of the feet down, plant your hands back flat. Hands are again stacked underneath your shoulder. Can you come forward, lift your toes and tuck them under, and then begin to press your hips back, press through the heel of the hand and the index mound, and then slowly, slowly begin to press into downward facing dog. Feet are hips width distance, arms are still shoulder width, and plug your arm bones down in. So can you come forward? Feel the arms, the front part of the elbow shine forward. And then wrap down and back. So keep puffing up through the back of the heart. And then inhale, slowly begin to come up on tippy toes, drawing knees towards your chest, puff up through the upper part of the back, and then come forward into high plank. Good, exhale, lower your knees down slower than you think you can. Feeling how much you can resist, and then plug them down. Good, inhale, belly lowers, chest shines forward, elongate. Exhale, hips come back over the heels, press out through the hands, lift your knees, slowly begin to press the hips up and back. Good, look, your drishti becomes between your fingers. Can you tiptoe your way forward as if you're pressing through sand? Plugging your thigh bones in and up. Can you tiptoe slower? Hover. And then plug down. Feet are hips width distance, so the width of 2 fists. Inhale, begin to elongate. You can always have blocks. So push into your blocks, puff up through the back of your heart, elongate long. The tendency is to look chin forward. Instead, can you tuck your chin as if you're holding a massive grapefruit, press into your toes and pull your spine long. Good, blocks or no blocks, exhale, crown of the head reaches down towards the mat, micro bend into your knees, and as if we have a block, bite and send it back towards the wall behind you. Good, inhale, press down through your feet, bend your hips down low with your knees, hands come onto waist. Good, inhale, lengthen here, exhale, melt down, reach your fingertips down long. Inhale, arms come long by your ears, and then begin to press through your feet, lifting up slower than you think you can. Pressing down, squeezing the inner thighs together, but don't let the knees come in. Coming all the way up long. Exhale, hands come down. So pushing down, clawing your way all the way down. Letting the hands come down by your side. Good, from here, begin to feel the weight shift into your left foot. So inhale, lift up a little bit more, lengthen tailbone down. Draw navel towards spine and puff up through your chest. Hands come onto your waist. So from your waist, can you push down through your waist and elongate from the lower ribs up? And begin to draw your right knee in. Good, can you flex your foot? Inhale, lengthen up a little more. So puff up more through the sternum, shoulders lower down. Keep plugging in. Find that buoyancy in the left knee, maybe even bend it. And then as if we have a massive box in front of us, can you push away? So pressing the right heel forward, elongate out. Fingertips come up really long. So rather than worrying about can we come up high, can we push away with our heel, lengthen back all the way up, feel it ripple up through the crown of the head, reach out long through fingertips. And then exhale, begin to lower your right knee down. Again, resisting, so pressing back through the heel, but activating the thigh really strong. And then slowly, slowly, as we begin to come past middle, can the fingertips reach forward, bend into your left knee? Hands begin to press together, reach out really long through the spine, so pause. Feel small fluctuations. And then slower than you think you can you plug right foot down? Good, feet are hips width distance, so like on train tracks. Fingertips come down beside. Again, your blocks can come right beside here. Squeeze your feet together and notice that as you do so, rather than puddling, we can pull up. So squaring the hips by squeezing the feet towards one another, pulling them in, drawing in the heel from the back leg and lengthening out through the crown of the head. Can you exhale, melt in a little more? Good. Inhale, pull forward. Can always option to lower the back knee down. Good. Lengthen a little bit more. And then slowly begin to press the fingertips down beside the left foot. And from here, you can do one of two things. You can either hover your foot up and then step it back, or you can begin to press your legs straight, round through the upper back, flex your foot, press in more, hover. And then exhale, slowly, slowly drop back. Good. Ripple forward to come up high onto the heels. Draw navel in, puff up through the back of the heart, and come forward until your shoulders are stacked over the wrist. Heels over big toe mounds, draw in. So from here, can you press away and feel that as if we're surrounded by something so sticky that it supports us. It holds us up towards the ceiling and presses away from the ground. Exhale, slower than you think you can. Come all the way down until the shoulders are in line with elbows. Keep drawing navel in, so rather than letting belly scoop down, can you draw in? Exhale, out. Tops of the feet press down into the mat, toes spread wide. Fingertips come off. Elbows draw all the way up. Inhale, begin to press the tops of the feet and the crest of your pelvis down, but lengthen tailbone. So rather than squeezing our bum, can we lengthen? Inhale, feel the ripple up. Exhale, try to melt your belly back down onto the ground, so feeling that pressing down and lifting up. Exhale, melt all the way down. Hands come back underneath your shoulders, elbows squeeze in. And as we do so, feel the broadening across your chest. Tuck your toes underneath. You can keep your knees down or lengthen through the heel, back through the crown of the head and press up. Full inhale, exhale, find that ripple. So can you feel the ripple all the way, sending the hips up and back? Chest comes down, but then rather than melting, can you press back up? Drishti comes between your thumbs, so we always look where we go, and then tiptoe your way forward. So again, stepping so lightly until you come a couple inches away. Inhale, fill up. Shift your weight into your right toes, left toes touch outside of left ankle, come back. Pause. Press more into your hands, find buoyancy through the upper chest. Left foot takes the weight, right toes hover. Touch the outside of your right wrist, plug back. Keep coming forward. Good. Inhale, ripple. Exhale, draw navel towards spine. Press through your feet. Crown of the head reaches down. Inhale, begin to sink the hips really low. Sinking down a little further than you think you can. Fingertips come tented. Can you find length here? So reach long through the tailbone. Reach up through the sternum, out through the crown of the head. And then exhale with some resistance, slowly begin to pull fingertips up so that the arms are in line with your ears. And then inhale, press down through your feet, lift your toes, find lengthened tailbone and reach all the way up. Hands come down by your side. And then they come to waist. So inhale, feel this lifting up a little bit more, maintaining all this length up. Tap into that intuition. What does your body crave? Maybe a little bit of movement and some shakes. Getting everything out, maybe stillness. Good. Slowly, slowly begin to shift your weight into your right foot this time. So lifting up, pressing down, but maintaining some buoyancy in the right leg. So rather than locking it out and staying, can we find some fluidity? Left foot lifts up. So begin to flex your left foot, knee lifts up. So that the knee is in line with our hip. Can we elongate more space between low ribs and the hip? So ground the hip down, but lift up a little more, shoulders plug down. Inhale, find length, and fingertips pull up towards the ceiling. So press down with the right toe. See if you can lift and spread so that you can find an arch in your right foot. Lifting up a little more, and then as if we have a massive box, but it has some oil underneath, so it slides, but we have to press. So pushing away with resistance, pressing out through the heel in front of us diagonally. Reach back up through your fingertips. Spread your toes and press away a little bit more, and then slowly begin to plug your thigh bone up into your hip. So plugging in and up all the way, and then as soon as you hit that middle point, begin to hinge forward. So from here, the heel presses back, the chest puffs forward, reaching long through your legs, through the crown of the head, and then begin to bend into your right knee, melt down a little bit more than you think you can. Slowly, slowly let the back toes touch. Come down, tented fingertips. Right knee stacks over your right ankle and squeeze your feet together. So feel that melting. Can you drop down into your hips and feel how your left hip opens out? And then can you begin to come up onto toes on the back foot, squeeze together, and feel that left hip drop down. Good. Pull with your fingertips back towards the wall behind you. Reach long through the crown of the head. Take a full inhale, squeeze a little more, lift up. And then exhale, slowly, slowly begin to press into your fingertips, straighten the front leg, and then puff up through the back of the heart. So find a round and come up onto tippy toes. And then slowly, slowly hover your right foot back. From here, left foot lifts. So right foot gets all the way, left toes hover. Begin to press your foot square back behind you. So pinky toes face down. Take a full inhale and feel into the sensation in your fingertips. Exhale, round knee to nose, pause. Inhale, press it right back up. Press through your heel and through the heel of the hands. Exhale, round all the way and take your drishti between your thumbs and place your foot. Bring your foot over to the edge of the mat. So left foot to the edge, right foot stays where it is. Inhale, you can lengthen. You can always still use blocks. Exhale, begin to melt down. So keep squeezing through the feet, and then maybe bring your forearms down to a block. So begin to slowly lower down. Your knee can stay hovered on the back leg, or you can begin to bring it down and untuck your toes. But realize that this can open the hips, so maybe keep the back toes tucked. Press through your heel and elongate. You can either drop in there, or you can make it more dynamic. So every inhale, finding that ripple, reach long through the crown of the head and out through the tailbone, down through the heel. And then exhale, slowly, slowly melt into your left hip. Good. Inhale, press back up. Press through your fingertips, puff up through the back of the heart, elongate. Exhale, melt down a little bit deeper. Keep squeezing the left knee, and it's going to want to roll out, so can you keep drawing it in as you lower down? Inhale, one more. Exhale, come down. Neck is super soft. Good. Slowly, slowly bring your hands back in line with your left foot. Bring your left hand on the outside. Wiggle your left toes back in. Fingertips are tented. Good. From here, begin to press the front leg straight-ish. Press through the fingertips, puff up through the back of the heart, round up onto the back toes, and see if you can pause and hover. Touch your left foot to your right wrist, pause, and then exhale, slowly, slowly send it back. When we slow down and we pause in really challenging, tricky spaces, what comes up? What's there? Slowly, slowly begin to pour your weight into your left foot, right toes hover. Press your right heel back and up, pressing out through the heel and through the heel of the hands. And then exhale, round, draw navel in, pull forward until your wrists or shoulders stack over wrist, draw nose to knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, press more through your heel and then slowly round in. Take your drishti between your thumbs and then place your foot slower than you think you can. Heel toe your right foot out to the edge of your mat. Hands come on the inside. Again, option to come to a block. So from here, squeeze the feet towards one another And slowly, slowly begin to lower your torso down. So noticing we don't want to collapse, but can we keep elongating long through the spine? So pressing the back heel back more, so legs are super active, lifting our hips square. Letting the right knee keep drawing in rather than melting out to the side. Can we keep squeezing in and up? If you'd like to find that active motion, you can bring your fingertips out a little bit to the corners of your mat. So inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, press through the feet, melt down. Inhale, press, feet together. Lengthen up. Exhaling, melting down. Inhale, draw navel in, press up. Exhale, keep everything cinched together. Press down one more time, maybe a little bit of a pause. And then slowly, slowly come onto forearms. Take a moment to integrate, so drop in. Hands come back underneath your shoulders on the inside of your right foot. And then slowly heel toe right foot in. Hands come tented, this time they come forward. So slowly, slowly begin until your knee stacks over your ankle. Begin to press your weight into your right foot, plugging in your left thigh bone into your hip. Can you flex your left foot and pause? Exhale, plant it down. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, slowly, slowly heel toe your feet out to the two edges at 45 degrees. So your feet are turned outward just slightly and slowly begin to lower the hips. But as we lower the hips down, rather than collapsing and rounding, and maybe there's a little blanket underneath our heels, can you slowly lower down here, press into your outside edges of your thighs, but then lift up. So rather than letting the bum sink down and collapsing into the upper chest, can we elongate? Feeling again that sticky substance all around us, supporting up, pressing down, breathing. Can you balloon low belly more? So expand out and then draw in and up to lift, to find some buoyancy. And then exhale, slowly, slowly come all the way down. So we're going to end in saddle. So you can bring 2 blocks, a blanket, a giant pillow, whatever you have. So your feet are going to come in towards one another. Toes are flat on the ground. Knees are out wide, about the 2 edges of your mat. If this feels super cozy for you, you can come back to heroes. So heroes is with the feet on the outside edges, and you can lie straight back down. Otherwise, we can find a middle ground. So toes come in and touch. Toes lift and spread wide. So find expansion through the feet. Knees are out long. Begin to bring your hands behind you, so tented fingertips, lift your hips up, tuck your tailbone underneath, so find length and low back. Then exhale, place the hips back down, maintaining that length. Block number 1 can come underneath your spine, block number 2 underneath your head. So keep iterating through, so lifting the hips up, elongating, puff up through the chest. Exhale, begin to lower down. Slower than you think you can. So pressing through, lifting back up so that the knees return down to the floor. Can you come all the way back? The second block will be for underneath your head, so that the spine maintains continuity and length. Shoulder blades wrap underneath you. Stay here. So begin to melt in. So can you feel the support of the 2 blocks underneath you? You can keep lifting tailbone up, scooping it underneath you and placing it back down. And as you begin to melt into your foundation, can you feel all of that work, all of that effort begin to dissipate, begin to melt? Feeling into the foundation that you've created, not only physically, but with every single step that you've taken to arrive right where you are. All of the work, everything dropping in. Can you feel all the sensations that arise? Can you tune in to your own intuitive nature? right here, right now. Going from full effort to full effortlessness, can you drop in? I invite you to stay like this for as long as you like, beginning to relinquish control over your breath. Beginning to relax the space between your eyebrows, parting your lips, letting your tongue melt down, feeling your jaw get really light. Feel that cascade down across your collarbones, down into your palms, and then ripple back up, down out through the knees, and feel that sensation all the way down into your toes.